This is our second playthrough of the first mission. I decided I'd play through the first half of the dungeon without recording it, because who wants to see that again? I know I didn't. So I also re-equipped my guys, gave them some experience and abilities, and for the campaign I find it a little bit unbalanced, so what I am now doing is I'm going to just do 3 levels for this mission. So it's just going to be 1, 2, and 3. This middle room is going to continue on as level 2. So first turn is Elias. He is going to open this door. So he attacked. He has a special weapon that gives him a zap-like attack, which I do not believe counts as an activation point. So he is going to attack once more with his 3 yellows, and they're going to defend with their 2 blues. And he did 2 damage, killing 2 more goblins. So he goes up 2 more micro experience. That is Silence's turn. We move on to Siegfried's turn. He is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and open a door. Behind this door, we find an ambush. Spawn a guard card in the active heroes zone. And in the first zone, we have 3 treasure chests, and in the second zone, we have 1 special treasure chest. So let's do the treasure chests. Going to have to go and get another one, and let's draw our guard card. So for our guard card, we drew a dwarf agent. He has a healing potion, which does not benefit him at all. And that is Siegfried's turn. Now we move on to Zoe. She is going to move 1, 2, and... or does she want to move 1, 2? Yeah, 1, 2, attack the goblin. So she has a frost axe now, which is 2 red against their 2 blue. I'm going to have to go get another red card. Red to die, rather. So they got 4 shields and 2 BAMs. They don't get anything on BAMs. She got 4 swords and a diamond. With her frost axe, a diamond does nothing. But let's see. Wait. Okay, so the frost axe with... she rolled 2 red... no, she gets nothing special. So she does not do any damage. And she is going to repeat that attack 1 more time after they strike her back. So they have 1 yellow and 1 red, and she has 1 green, as well as, because she is carrying the king's armor now, for every other piece she gets a blue. So she gets 1 green and 1 blue. 1 green and 1 blue against their 1 red and 1 yellow. So they get 3 swords and a BAM. She gets 2 shields and a BAM. On a BAM, defender, only on attack, so she takes 1 damage. Is she in shadow mode? Yes, she is in shadow mode. Defense dice. Okay, so yes, that is all that happens. And then, did I strike? Yes, I need to strike back now. Oh, I have to strike again. And she gets 3 swords. And they get 2 shields, so kills the final boss. She receives the scepter they were carrying, and everybody goes up 3 experience. Now we move on to Sylvan's turn. He is going to... what's he going to do? He's going to move 1, 2, 3, and he is going to attack. He is now carrying the Orb of Courage, which gives him +1 damage on an attack. He is 2 yellow versus the Dwarf Agents. Where did I leave him? The Dwarf Agents, green and blue. Green and blue. So he got 3 swords and a bam, and the dwarf got 1 shield. So he takes 2 damage because of Sylvan's special weapon. That leaves the dwarf agent with 1 wound remaining. Let's clear some of these dice. It's getting a little bit confusing. Now we've moved on to the enemy phase. There are no enemies on the board, so we just skip that. So we can see the Abysmal Demon waiting on the other side of the bridge to attack our heroes. So now we are going to move on to the next player phase, moving the first player coin onto Silence. So Silence is going to pick up 3 treasure chests, and he's going to flip that token, which is a dead end. Which it shouldn't be, because there's only supposed to be 1 dead end in here. Anyways, that's an artifact. Let's just say that. So he is going to pick up 3 level 2 treasures. First one is a lucky find. Immediately draw a level 3 treasure. He got a level 3 battle axe, which is better than his current one, so he will equip that. His second level 2 treasure is a Wand of Stupor. And his final is a Javelin, none of which he is going to use. And that was 2 activations for him. He's going to move to here for his last activation. Now we move on to Siegfried. Siegfried is going to move into this zone, pick up a treasure chest, and then for his second activation he's going to pick up this treasure chest and move. And for his third he's going to pick up the last treasure chest and flip the last artifact. So he needs 2 level 2 treasures and 1 level 3. So his first treasure is a fine bow. His second level 2 treasure is a composite bow. And his next level treasure is a Spear of Impalement. 2 yellow. Can be used to resolve melee actions at range 0 to 1. And on a bam, he gets +1 attack. No, I'm going to keep him with what he has right now. For now, at least. And that is Siegfried's turn. Moving on to Zoe. She's going to move here, pick up one treasure chest, and then the other two treasure chests, and then she's going to move to here for her last activation. So she draws 3 level 3s. Her first one is a kite shield. Her second is an elven shield. And her last one is a spear of impalement. Now we move on to Sylvan's turn. He is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. No, just 3, because he has a ranged weapon. And he will use it to attack the Abysmal Demon. It is 2 yellow with 1 bonus hit because it's the courage guy thing. And the Abysmal Demon is going to block that with 2 green. So very tough. I actually need to go get another green. Just grab all the dice, would you? There, all the dice have been grabbed. And 2 green. The Abysmal Demon, when he attacks, +1 wound and heal 1 from the Abysmal Demon if he gets a diamond, so he doesn't have any special defensive abilities. So he takes 2 damage from that, +1, which is 3 damage, and he only has 4 wounds. So I'll put 3 wounds on his card. And finally not finally, but now moving on to Little Ned. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. And he is also going to attack because of his... Oh, wait, the Abysmal Demon gets to strike back because he has a magic attack. I believe that means he gets to strike back. But is Sylvan in shadow mode? Yes, so the Abysmal Demon does not get to strike back. Okay, so now Little Ned will attack. He is considered to be in shadow mode for his first attack each activation. So the Abysmal Demon will not get to strike back at this either. And he has 2 yellows and 2 reds. So his total attacks amount to 5 plus ban, which in shadow mode gives him an extra 2. So that's 7 minus 4 equals 3. So the Abysmal Demon has been vanquished. Sylvan will receive the healing potion that the Abysmal Demon was carrying. Here you go. And everyone will receive 5 experience, I believe. Let me just double check in the rules. This is the first roaming monster we have defeated. So experience points for roaming monsters, 5 experience to all heroes. And that was Little Ned's turn. Now that we have finished Little Ned's turn, we activate token level 3. And finally, it is Elias's turn. He is just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to catch up with them. And we will go into the enemy phase. There is no enemy to activate, so we will go straight to the event phase. Event, forward, monster, patrol, another one. So we draw another lesser roaming monster. We got the low troll with, he gets a level 3 treasure with a plague sword. So he has 2 red and 2 yellow, and He rolls 2 green if the wound, if he would be killed on a BAM, still alive with 1 health. Okay. And so he gets an extra 2 yellow, 2 red, and he has 1 green and 1 blue. So let's go. And now we pass the first player token on to Siegfried. So it is his turn. He is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he is going to he doesn't have charge or anything else he can do. He can move into the same zone as the troll, I suppose. Or he can open a door. Yeah, let's open a door just for the hell of it. Open a door, see what's behind the door. Behind the door, we have guards. So we have 3 treasure chests in the first zone, a guard card and 3 treasure chests in the second zone, and a guard in the and a treasure chest in the third zone. So we drew dwarf defenders with a longsword. So they have 3 yellow, or 4 yellow and 1 red, as well as 2 green and 1 blue. They also have a special defense. On a BAM, they get +1 shield, and in melee defense only, on a diamond, they get +1 and inflict 1 wound to the attacker. Okay, so let's get them set up. So we've set up the Dwarven Defenders, and that was Siegfried will make 1 more action and move in here for his last. Now we move on to Zoe's turn. Zoe will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to join Siegfried. Then it is Silas's turn. He is going to use his magical orb to attack the low troll. He gets 2 yellow, and the low troll gets 1 green and 1 blue. As well, yeah, that's just for defense. So he defends everything. But this is what's nice about Silas. He gets +3 swords against roaming monsters. So that cancels out all 3 of these. The low troll, does it get anything on a BAM? I don't. No, it just has this regeneration thing. So, and also, Silas is in shadow mode, so he gets to reroll 1 of his attacks, which get nothing. But it still does 1 damage to the low troll for the bonus, I think. 1 damage to the troll for the bonus attack he gets from his orb. So that leaves 4 wounds left on the low troll. Now we move on to Little Ned's turn. He is also going to attack the low troll. Now he gets 2 yellow, 2 red, versus the low troll's 1 blue and 1 green. He gets 3, and the low troll gets 3. But he also gets, nope, that's only on a BAM, and he did not get 1. Sword. So now Little Ned has a mace that if the attack did not wound, he may roll again. So still doesn't wound. Oh well. He will attack again, this time... Oh wait, because... No, he didn't get a BAM, never mind. So he will attack again. For his second activation. So the low troll got 3 shields and a diamond, and he got 2 swords. So 4, 5, 6 swords and 2 BAMs, and he is considered to be in shadow mode. So that adds an extra 4. So that's 10 minus 3. The troll is dead, but the special roll for the troll, if he rolls 2, once he dies, he rolls 2 green dice, and if 1 BAM shows up, he comes back with 1 wound. He got 3 shields, a diamond, and another shield, so he is dead permanently. So he dies. The sword goes to Little Ned, and everybody goes up 5 experience points. Which is just 1 regular experience point in this situation. Okay, so now we move on to Elias's turn. He is going to use his magic to attack the dwarf defenders. He gets 1 yellow and 1 red against their... Where did I put the dwarf defenders? Let's bring them over where I can actually see them. So 1 yellow and 1 red against their 2 green and 1 blue. So they completely defended that. He does not have a special... If he gets a BAM on his attack, which he did not, and if he's in shadow mode, which he is, he gets +1 BAM, so he automatically gets BAM in shadow mode, and that gives +1 wound to the attack, which still does not help because they defend it so very well. He is also going to do his zap attack. He does 1 damage to them, and they each have 2 wounds. And finally, he is going to attack 1 more time. So he received a BAM, which gives him 1 additional wound. They received a BAM, which gives them an extra shield. So they have 3, 4, 5 shields against his 3, 4 swords. So he does nothing. We are now going to move on to Silence's turn for the last player in the round, and he's way far back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is his activation. We now move on to the enemy activation phase. So they are going to move 1, and they're going to attack the hero with the highest experience. Whether it is Zoe. So they are going to attack with 1 yellow, 1 red, and then 3 more yellows. So I'll have to re-roll the yellow, 1 yellow. So they got 4 swords, 5 swords, and Zoe gets 1 green plus 1 blue, and yeah. And she may re-roll 1 for a magic item she has. Green, blue. And for every BAM she gets, I think... No, that's during attack. Yep. So I'm going to re-roll that green, because that's 3 damage. 2 damage she's taking. Now it's only 1 damage she's taking. Good. So Zoe takes a damage. And that is the enemy phase. We move on to the event phase. Shadow Blessing. Heroes in shadow zones may heal 1. So, who is in shadow mode? Elias is, but he's at full health. Silence is, but he's at full health. Siegfried is at full health. Zoe is not. Yeah, everybody who is in shadow mode, in shadow zone, is already at full health. So now we pass the first player token on to Zoe. So Zoe will go first. She is just going to attack the dwarf defenders. She has 2 red, plus on every BAM, the defender gets -1 shield. Yep. And if she also gets a BAM, what does it stuns the enemy. Cool. So 2 red versus 2 green and a blue. So they got 3 shields, and she got 6 swords. So that negates 1 of those. She didn't get any BAMs, so that just does 3 damage, which will be 2 dead defenders, because 1 previously had a wound on it. That was her first activation, and she gets 2 micro XP for that. They get to strike back. So, her defense... Stupid chair. So, her defense is 1 green. I know, I've just done this. I should have this memorized. 1 green plus 1 blue, because she has 2 pieces of the kings. So just do hers first. So 2 shields. And they get 3 yellow. Oh, 4 yellow, actually. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 damage. And a red. 6, 7, 8. So 8 minus 2 is 6. She only has... Oh, she has 6 health, which still kills her, unfortunately. So Zoe is dead. She will resurrect in the next phase. Which is now. So... Oh, did I do the event phase? Oh, no, this isn't end of the turn yet. Okay, so now we move on to Sylvan's turn. He is carrying the super magic orb, which gives him his yellow. He's just going to attack the dwarf defenders. So he gets 2 swords, and they get no defense. Yep. So he does 1 damage to one dwarf, and they do not get to strike back because he is at range. He is going to attack them again. He got 2 swords. They got 2 shields, so nothing happens. And once more, he got 3 swords and a ban, which gives him 4 swords. And they are going to take 1 damage and kill 1 dwarf. Okay, so now we move on to Little Ned's turn. He is also just going to swing from where he is because he is huge and he gets to attack from 1 space away. So he gets to roll. He is in shadow mode, so if he gets a ban, he gets +2 damage, which he does not. They defend. Completely defended. He will attack again. He gets 3 swords, and they get 1 shield. So they take 1 damage, putting 1 wound on 1 dwarf. And he will attack 1 last time. He gets 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 BAMs, which gives him 4 extra damage. So he does 14 damage to the enemy. Unless, what does this do? Yeah, so 14 damage to the dwarf defenders. That is 1, 2, 3, and the boss. So he kills the boss, he takes the sword, everybody goes up 3 experience. 2, 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. And 3. Okay, so now all we have to do, that was his second attack. So he is going to move into the room, pick up 1 level 3 treasure chest, and he draws a javelin, which does 2 red. Now we move on to Elias. He is also going to move into the room, pick up 1 treasure chest, start a second activation, pick up another treasure chest, and move. And for his last activation, pick up the last treasure chest. And he draws a javelin, a fine bow, and a composite bow. We move on to Silence. He moves 1, 2, picks up a chest, and then 3, picks up 2 more chests. And that is the end of his turn. Let's see what he got. He got a Dwarven Shield, a Kite Shield, and Chainmail Armor.